This is a spoiler warning for this video. Do not proceed if you have not seen Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Okay, what's up everyone? This video is going to be super exciting, at least for me, and I hope it is for you too. What we're going to be talking about today is Easter eggs in The Winter Soldier. Okay, so first we're going to start off kind of at the first one. Screen Rant has a really good list of these. I'm just kind of gonna go over the ones that I actually noticed and the ones that have me really excited. I can post a link down below for the other one here so you can check all those out. A lot of the ones I'm not going to mention are going to be really small Easter eggs that, I don't know, don't feel very significant to me. So the first one is not exactly an Easter egg, it's just kind of something that some people might not have picked up on, and it's the fact that Batroc the Leaper is actually in this movie. So that is cool. I feel like the way that they did him was actually kind of cool, because I mean, if you've read a comic with Batroc in it, he's really crazy, kind of has the French mustache thing going on over there. So they still made him foreign. I'm not entirely certain if he's supposed to be French. I've only seen him in a few Deadpool arches and things like that, so of course he was just really out there. But they made him kind of more... Oh, I can't remember what he was supposed to be in the movie, but to me he was just kind of one of those big Russian dudes. So that was awesome. So when you see a guy fight Steve Rogers in a purple type outfit, you know, oh hey, that's actually a guy. They kind of downplay it a little bit as it's just Batroc, Captain America's just fighting him because he stole this ship, blah blah blah. So that's kind of cool. The reason I mention it is because they kind of just subtly mention that it's him, and he's actually a pretty decent character that goes throughout the Marvel Universe, a villain. So that brings us to the next one here that was actually something I cared about. Oh, well, there's one here that we can mention a little. It doesn't touch on it in the movies very much, but Natasha, Black Widow, and Hawkeye, Clint, I can't believe I forgot his name. They kind of, as some of you could tell, probably have some sort of relationship. So there's a very small reference to that in Captain America, to where she's wearing a necklace that has an arrow on it. Some are interpreting that to kind of a keepsake to remind her of him, blah blah blah, take it as you will. So the cooler parts is there's a lot of parts in this movie that are actually straight from comics. There's a part where the Winter Soldier actually, slams fist into Steve Rogers' shield, which is made out of vibranium. I mean, it's one of the strongest metals in existence, with adamantium, all of that. It shows you just how strong the Winter Soldier actually is, which was really cool. I thought, seeing someone who actually matched up to Steve Rogers. And then that brings us into the coolest part. So, this is gonna have spoilers, of course, this whole video is. I already warned about it before. But, here we go. Slight pause for this awesomeness. Drum roll. Okay, so the coolest part I took away from this movie was the fact that Bucky Barnes, who actually later becomes Captain America when Captain America is killed in the Civil War, it actually kind of hints towards that happening, and this is how. Bucky Barnes is one of the only people out there that can actually wield the shield. So they show that in this movie, and the reason that is so awesome is because that pretty much shows you that they are going to play into the comics, and Bucky Rogers is going to have a lot more to do in the movies. And to reinforce that, Sebastian Stan is actually already signed contract to do 7 more movies. Okay, so let's count. You got Captain America 3. There's one. He's, as far as we know, not going to be in Avengers 2, so maybe we don't count that one. Maybe he'll make an appearance. So let's say there's two so far. Where do they go from there? Let's see. He's gonna. I mean, if he's not the next Captain America, Chris Evans already said that he doesn't want to make more movies. He actually wants to start directing or something like that. He doesn't feel acting is as good as it used to be. So they need someone to be the new Captain America, and what better way to play it as, instead of rebooting or getting a new character in there, everything like that, they just make it Bucky as Captain America. That might disappoint some people who don't read a lot of the comics. You know, you're just your normal moviegoer. But I feel it's awesome. I mean, they bring Steve Rogers back anyways. Anyone who dies in the comic universe eventually comes back. I mean, look at Peter Parker. So, let's see here. What else can we talk about? That was the most exciting part of the whole movie for me, is seeing him grab the shield and know how to use it. That just is a lot of foreshadowing. And yes, you can look into this too much, but just the way everything lines up, I think it's gonna happen. If it doesn't, what 7 more movies is he going to be in? So let's see here. Just some little ones. These ones I didn't notice, the really little ones. The Shall We Play a Game, which I guess is some. I had a Saw feeling. I don't know about anyone else, but it goes back to War Games 1983. Those were the most important ones that I saw. Besides, something I really did notice that made me almost gasp in the middle of the theater is they're listing people they can take out with the satellites. And if you didn't notice this, they mentioned Stephen Strange. Doctor Strange! Like, they've hush hush been sort of talking about it behind the scenes, but now they actually mentioned it in a movie, and now they are actually writing for it. It's going to happen. They just need to cast it, and that's the part where we might all be really worried. As much as we love Johnny Depp, don't know if we want to see him be Doctor Strange. He might be a little too strange, am I right? The one that I missed that Screen Rant actually brings up is they talk about a hero from Egypt, which is actually one of my favorite heroes. Oh yes, a valedictorian in Iowa City, and a man located in Cairo, Egypt. Moon Knight. So I haven't heard anything about it, but they mentioned him in a movie. They cannot tease us like that, am I right? So I will link the rest of these Easter eggs. Of course, there's a Stan Lee cameo. There's a Community cameo. You see Abed working for S.H.I.E.L.D. A couple other things. Another thing the movie brings up is Crossbones, which it isn't Crossbones, but they do hint towards it with the fate of the character who is playing Crossbones and will later become Crossbones. So he's going to be another contender in movies to come. Captain America 3 maybe. Let's see here. There's some other little ones. Baron von Strucker, of course. They show him in the movie, so he's going to be in them now. And then just the after credits things. If of course you know to stay after the credits. They mentioned the twins, which are actually Magneto's children, but they can't use the word mutant, and I don't think they can show Magneto in Avengers. So one of two ways. Either Baron von Strucker made them, or they make the Inhumans and they are Inhumans. Nobody knows yet. The way it makes you think is that Baron von Strucker created them, though. The other thing at the ending is they hint more towards Bucky being more relevant in movies, which is awesome. So everybody clap. This movie was very good. It was exactly what Captain America needed. I don't even need to review it because it got me this excited, obviously, to make this movie about all the exciting things. Bucky, Batroc. There's also the Lemurian Star, which is about sea people. I don't think they'll go too much into that. I think it's just kind of something for people to pick up on. Baron von Strucker, the Magneto children, twins, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. This movie just brought up really cool things, and even if you don't like Captain America, I feel you should watch this movie if you like the Marvel Universe at all. It is super awesome, brings up a lot of cool stuff, and it was the perfect Captain America movie, I feel. Leave a comment, tell me if you disagree, tell me any other cool things you might have noticed, and I'll put the whole list down here so you can kind of go, oh yeah, I did realize that, and all of that. So everyone, good day.